Hello, good evening all.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
So have you done these assignments what I have given? So anybody can tell me UTC and EST difference? Yeah, UTC is 4 hours ahead with EST. Okay. Second is anybody tried for creating RDS? Any issue, any confusion on that? Okay. And have you launched EC2, Linux EC2? So you want me to show? Okay. So I have logged in on my EC2 console, means EC2 dashboard. I have one running instance. So what is that instance type? I can see here. This is RHEL 7.2 Linux instance, and it is running. It is showing it's running. So now I want to connect it. I want to do something on this particular instance. So how I can connect? Just select it. By clicking this, you can select it and click on connect. So now this page came. This page basically showing you two options to connect. One from a standalone SSH client. Second is a Java based SSH client. So open SSH client, basically you need to use putty. And while creating this particular instance, you already created PEM key. Means already created the key. I have given the demo for that, means to create a key. So basically if I show you that, okay, Google Drive is taking. Anyway, so you have created that Linux EC2 PEM key, means I have created once I launched that particular EC2 instance. So are you guys clear with launching, or I need to show launching again?
So you're talking about launching the instance or what?
Linux.
Like,
Yes.
no, we did. I didn't go with this Linux till now. I'm done with the rest of the things, but yeah, if you show us, it would be better.
Okay. So I'm showing this particular.
Okay.
So you guys have video basically to see anytime. So launching EC2 instance or launching RDS. So click on EC2. Launch instance. Select the AMI. AMI is basically Amazon Machine Image. Whatever operating system you want to create on your Linux instance, like Amazon Linux, Red Hat Linux, SUSE Linux, or any other, or Windows, you need to select here. Either a 64-bit or 32-bit, whatever you want. So we are going to select Linux AMI here. So Red Hat Linux AMI selected, and now I need to select instance type. So instance type is T1 micro. This is a free tier, and EBS is getting attached as a root drive. So now this one came. So number of instance will we want to create is 1. VPC we have selected. Subnet we have selected. Automatically assign a public IP. IAM role we have not selected. Shutdown behavior is stop. When I want to stop it, it's get stopped. If you want to protect against accidental termination, you can click it. So it will ask you confirmation to terminate. CloudWatch you can enable. Tenancy is if multi-level. Multi-tenancy means it's a shared hardware. Dedicated means it's a dedicated hardware. By selecting all this, you need to add storage. So storage basically root drive or C drive. You need to select, mention the size of GB, and click next to tag the instance. You can mention the name of the instance like anything. You can hear me now? Okay, okay, that's good. So, Pawan, you can make me presenter. Actually, I have real login, so can you please make me presenter? Make me presenter. Okay, so any question on launching EC2 instance, or you want me to show again?
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah, Anil, actually we missed out the session because the audio was not audible. So can you please let us show again?
sure, sure. Okay, so let me show you practical here. Okay.
Yeah, show us practical. That would be good.
So click on launch instance after selecting EC2. So you have these much AMIs, means operating systems, whatever you want to choose. So if I go with Red Hat Linux 7.2 SST volume type, this particular AMI free tier eligible, I'm selecting it. So once I selected, it is showing me which particular server you want to choose, means type of server. So free tier is allowing me only T2 micro, 1 CPU, 1 GB memory, EBS storage. So I'm selecting this particular and then configure instance detail. I want to create one instance, VPC selected, subnet is already enabled, IAM role I have not created, shutdown behavior is stopped. If you want to protect against accidental termination, you can do that. If you want to enable CloudWatch detail monitoring, you can do that. If you want to create on a shared hardware or dedicated hardware. Shared hardware price is less, dedicated hardware price is more. So I am selecting shared hardware. For your production instances, you can select dedicated hardware. Cost may be more, but it will be on dedicated hardware. And then I want to add instances. So root drive, because this is a Linux operating system, I want root drive or temp or swap need to be created. So this need to be created. I will opt only for 5 GB. This is a general purpose SSD, solid state disk. IOPS is already defined. Delete on termination. So this is a storage, means EBS. It's a EBS, elastic block storage. And then I want to tag instance. It is test. Then I want to configure security group. Security group basically a firewall. So if I go with firewall, So I need to open my SSH port, TCP protocol 22 port from anywhere because I want to connect it. And then click on review and launch. So reviewing on instance type is fine, security group is fine, instance detail is fine, storage 5 GB is fine, tagging also done. Then click on launch. Then it asking for my key pair. So I need to select the key pair because I want to connect this instance. So whatever key you want to create, you can type the name and download. It will download to your download folder. This key you will use to log in. Okay, so 5 GB is actually less for this, so I need to put 10 GB because it's saying 10 GB. So failed retry task. Back to review screen actually, and on review screen you can edit. So I'm going to storage option, edit storage. I'm putting here 10, and then review and launch. Key pair is fine. I already created. So it's launching now. So clicking on EC2, you have two running instances. One is already I have created earlier, and second one created recently. So this one is my instance test. It's initializing. I have selected RHEL. This is my root drive. EBS. Getting attached with my EC2. So it's initializing. So got it? Any question for launching Linux instance? Okay, so now it's clear. So once it's get initialized, then we will connect it. So it will take several minutes basically to initialize. Let's click on connect. So it will show you this particular option. We have two options. One is standalone SSH client. So for SSH client, you should have a PuTTY software in your desktop. By that you can connect. That's one thing. And you have already test key .pem. So you need to do authentication by SSH client. Second option is a Java SSH client directly from your browser. That option may be more convenient if you have Java installed. So what you can do, you can go to java.com and download your free Java. You can agree and free install means download. So it will ask to save it. You can save it this, and it's saved to my download folder. So actually I have already this Java software on my laptop. You can go start up and see Java is there or not. So this icon, if it's showing, means coffee icon. So Java is already installed in your. I have 1.8 something is already installed. And this, once you click on this coffee icon, let me show you again. So you need to uncheck this update automatically because it's updating anyway. Security, you should have enabled Java content in the browser. That should be clicked. If it's not, click it. I have already this. So now I'm clicking on connect. It's already up. So two options I told you. One is SSH client, second is Java SSH client. So Java SSH client I selected. This is the EC2 instance. My user is EC2 user. Test key I have created, and test key path I need to mention here. So test key, basically I put it in my download folder. I am copying it in my C drive so that I can give small path. So here I need to mention C drive plus test p.pem, and then I need to click on launch SSH client. So your Java will come into picture in this particular what you installed. So it will search for that Java console means and try to open another window for you. This one. See, this appeared. So Midterm is a basically Java based SSH client tool. I will click on run. See, this coffee icon appeared. So do you want to add this host to set your known host checklist? You can click yes. So now I am able to connect to my EC2 instance. You can see here EC2 user IP 172.31.27.118. I can do ifconfig. I can do uname -a. What is the instance? It's a Linux instance. I can click on top command. You can see CPU utilization system and all. At top command, what utilization it's this. I can do df-h. These are the drives. Basically, I have root drive 10 GB, another supporting drives. So this is the way you can connect to EC2 user via Java SSH client. Any question on this? So this video anyway get recorded, so you can see later on also. So it's very simple to connect via Java based client. So you should have Internet Explorer 11 to connect or Firefox. It will not connect from your Chrome. It will only connect from Internet Explorer 11. Means 9 above, 9, 10 or 11. Any question till now?
Hello. So while browsing, we need to use Internet Explorer, right? When we are connected to the AWS console.
Yeah, you can open your AWS account on Internet Explorer. I have opened on Internet Explorer. You can see that.
Okay.
This is the Internet Explorer. You need to install Java. I showed you. You simply go java.com and do that.
Yes, yes.
Download. Install.
So this
So
is it the same case with the putty.com putty file?
no, Putty, I'm showing this. See, we have
Okay.
two options to connect. One is SSH client, one is Java-based client. Java client is more convenient because you don't need to play around with the keys and all. So if you want
Okay.
to, this is the more convenient option. So I can connect from my, this is C. Either you go for Putty SSH client or midterm SSH client. These all SSH client. You already open the port 22 to connect. So this is the same thing, but this particular is basically browser based. Got it?
Yeah.
So Putty basically, if you want to try it, you can try it. And if you have any question, you can tell me on next class and try this Java base also, because you guys can try it, then only you get confidence to connect.
Okay, sure.
So
We
do
will
this.
try with the putty.
Yeah, but you should try for this option also,
Okay.
browser based. You want to show me now for Putty, or you want to have a try and discuss next in next class?
We will try first, and later if we have any doubt, we will let you know.
Yeah, because see, keys option is very, you will get only when you try.
Yes.
Right, and then next class we will discuss. So
Okay.
next basically for you guys is to try to connect EC2 instance via Putty or via Java based SSH client. So basically by this you are able to connect to your EC2 instance, and then you can do anything, means install or check or whatever things you want to do. It's same as your Linux server on your local data center. Okay, so till now basically we already discussed about VPC, Route 53, S3, EBS, EC2, and CloudWatch also, and RDS. Okay, so RDS, any confusion in RDS, any connection issues or something?
Yeah, hello sir. Hello.
So clear on RDS, or you want me to walk through again?
Hello.
Yes.
I I have created an instance in RDS and tried to connect it through HID MySQL platform, but I'm getting some kind of error. When I tried to open the user, it's saying that some kind of the other host is not allowed to connect to this MySQL server. I don't know what's the problem.
See, first thing is you should not have any firewall setting on your laptop. That will
Oh, I
block
shouldn't
you.
have it?
Yes, because
Okay.
see, your instance is a what you are creating as a free tier. It's publicly accessible.
Okay.
So public accessible things like port you have opened. So you should not have any firewall setting on that,
Okay,
and
sir.
instance should be up and running from RDS side, and port should be open. As I shown you, port should be. If I tell you that I am going to my RDS.
Oh.
I have one instance running of RDS. It's MySQL. See, this security group I am talking about. Security group, what you have attached to RDS. Security group, nothing but is a firewall of AWS. So it has inbound rule open for MySQL port 3306, outbound port open for all. Okay. So this particular thing means open your database to connect from anywhere, from any desktop. And on your local desktop, you should not have any firewall setting to block this. Because see, if you have your antivirus setting and some settings in your laptop, it is not allowing internet, means not allowing install some content on your desktop. Like security, I have enabled something basic. Should not, because if it's blocking your content, so maybe it's blocking your RDS instance connection also. You need to check that. Then otherwise, connecting is very simple. You need to host. This is publicly accessible. You can click it and you can see that. You need host name, port name, database name, user, and password. Either JDBC, ODBC client you can connect, Java based client you can connect. You can connect via any tool like HUIDI, Code for MySQL, whatever. So
Okay,
check
sir.
your firewall setting and try it again. And if any question, then we'll see next class.
Sure. Thank you.
So I would suggest you guys to create EC2 instance and RDS instance and try to connect RDS MySQL EC2. You want to connect Windows or Linux, up to you, or both. For Windows you need to do RDP. For Linux you can connect via Java SSH client or PuTTY. So that is pretty much in RDS EC2. So today I am going to start an interesting topic of IAM. So ready for next topic? Okay. So PPT is already or PDF is already there with your shared, right? So AWS is providing you one feature, IAM, Identity and Access Management. This is also a web service so that you can control your AWS resources for your users. Till now, actually, we talked about to create EC2, create your account. Like I have created my account, but in corporate sector, you are taking your account from AWS. That is one account, and you are creating VPC, all EC2, RDS, everything under that VPC or account. So how you manage it? Let's suppose this is my account ID. So every individual customer has separate account ID, and under this account ID there may be multiple users. So we'll talk about how we need to create multiple users and how we manage access. Because in your company there may be DBAs, system admin, network admin, and developers, business analysts. All guys are working, and if your all hardware is already with AWS, so you need some kind of access mechanism, because you should not give everybody root access. I have created my AWS account, so I have root access. I can launch any particular service in AWS, but it will charge to me, and I need to manage all these services what I am accessing. So you should not give every permission to all your account holders. So managing permission, AWS is giving you a feature, IAM, Identity and Access Management. You can use your AWS resource authorization and what resource they can use or what way. Means if it's a DBA, then he should access on yes. So if you go on AWS website and see the content or what things you need to cover for AWS Solution Architect, these are the things what I am mentioning here on my course content. It's moreover we are covering Linux, means servers, database, web services, storage, network like VPC Route 53, CloudWatch for monitoring. So these much basically it is in Solution Architect. There are second level, third level also is in AWS. If you have administration background or developer background, you can go on 2 tracks. So Balaji, got your answer? See, AWS Architect is basically a first level course what AWS has created. It has mentioned architect because basically you need to architecting for migration of your local hardware to AWS. So you need to understand all components. So as I told you, components starting from network, then server, then storage, then web server, app server or database servers, then database service, and then monitoring. And also this IAM, identity and access management, which you are using as a DNS on your local. So we are covering all particular things which require to migration or which require to launch a new AWS infrastructure. Later on, if you are a developer, then you can go for certain web services is provided by AWS like Git and all, or code deploy to deployment and all. And later on, if you are an admin, you can more dig into all EC2s and everything, which already I covered actually. For admin prospects, already covered. For developer prospects, basically it's same as local hardware, because AWS is not introduced any type of separate language. Once I launch my EC2 instance, either on Windows or either on Linux, I can install Java, I can install .NET, and then suppose I launch my Windows instance and I install .NET and SQL Server under it. So I can do my development via .NET and MS SQL Server. This is same as your local server. So AWS is only an infrastructure provider, and also AWS introduced certain services like you asked about Redshift. Redshift is a data warehouse service which is specific to database related activities. So if I talk about certain services in AWS architect level course, we are covering infrastructure related services. But later on, if you want to go for whatever services, it has management tools, mobile services, application APIs. So these are basically more dig into developer or other different tracks. And Redshift is a data warehouse service, because AWS is giving you NoSQL also, like DynamoDB, RDS also, like MySQL, Oracle, and Postgre, MS SQL. Redshift for data warehousing, Elastic Cache for caching in memory, DMS is domain other services. So basically, AWS is introducing day by day more services. We are seeing these icons as of today. After 1 or 2 months, we will see more icons, more links to connect, because AWS is also researching. So in this particular course, we actually take an introduction or take an intermediate type of knowledge to understand AWS infrastructure. Once you understand AWS infrastructure, as per your work, as per your day-to-day activities, you can go and dig more on any particular service. And as I told you, service is just an infrastructure they are providing. REST language database concept, like if I connected to MySQL, so whatever commands I am running in MySQL for my local data, local server, the commands are same to running on AWS infrastructure. There is no difference on .NET command, no difference in Java command, no difference in any database command. So got my point? Any further question? Redshift is, Balaji, Redshift is basically, as I told you, it's a separate entity for specifically for DBS. So that's why we are covering this topic. Like, to make you more understandable, you created a AWS account on your, suppose your company XYZ had created AWS account. Then you launch EC2, you launch RDS, you launch Redshift, you launch Elastic Cache, you launch other services. You should not give everybody access to all services. There should be some access mechanism. Like DBA should access Redshift or RDS instance, system admin should access two instances. Another web server or web guys need to access some other web servers and all. So how you manage that? That's why this IAM introduced in AWS. So should we go ahead with IAM or any more questions? Okay, so IAM key feature is basically shared access to your AWS account. You can grant other people permission to administer use resource of AWS without sharing any password or access key. Like if I have my AWS account, I can create a new user and give access to one particular service, and I don't want to share my password for it. I can create a new password for that particular guy. Granular permission also you can give. You can give permission to a specific resource like EC2, RDS, S3, Redshift, and other services. Identity federation also you can enable, like internet user, like if you want to link your AWS account with Gmail. So you see, once you log in on any website, it is asking for sign in, and it's also giving an option that you can sign in via your Gmail account. Like you open your youtube.com, if you want to sign in, you can sign in via your Gmail account, and once you click on your sign in with Gmail account, it will able to access your profile information of Gmail. Same way AWS is saying, if you want to link your account with any internet identity provider like Gmail, Facebook, Twitter, or whatever, you can do that. But AWS also suggesting all security issues or concern or authentication you need to manage. So there is also an option you can create users for your AWS account. But on production environment, we are not doing this because of security issues. So, but there is an option, identity federation. Any confusion of this particular option? Okay. So IAM is basically free to use. AWS is giving you as a free service. For accessing IAM, basically you can go and IAM console. So overview identity management users. See, AWS account should be one for your whole organization. AWS is not saying that if you have 15 applications running on your organization, you should create 15 AWS accounts. That's not mandatory, because managing 15 accounts may be difficult for you. So create one account, and whatever services you want to launch, you can launch it under one and give access to certain persons. So topic should be first time access only, that is root account, that is my account, what via which account I have created. IAM users, I can create certain users under IAM or federating existing users like Facebook, Gmail, other, or your ADIDs, means Active Directory IDs, DNS users also you can federate here. So identity aspect, basically identity and access management, the question is what is that user? What is that user referred to authentication? Like what is that user? Answer may be DBA. He is a database administrator. So he should access on database services. What is that user? Answer is sysadmin, system admin. So he should access on EC2 instances. So IAM user is not a separate account. They are using within root account or within your account. So this figure will give you some picture like there is an account and these are the users: Brad, Jim, DevApp1, DevApp2, TestApp1, TestApp2. These all 6 users has different roles and responsibilities. Some want to access application, some want to access database or something. So you can distribute access of resources between these guys and give administrator permission or whatever needed to do their job. Federation, I already told you, federation is basically outside organization thing. You want to interact with OpenID Connect like Gmail, Facebook, you want to allow outside organization like outside users, mobile app or web apps user to access your AWS services. Like this diagram, basically user is authenticated via your OpenID Connect, Gmail or Facebook or whatever, and accessing your S3 bucket or in any other resources. So managing user can be done by policy of user, policy group, federating user role, and user base or resource base. So let me show you that. So basically, to going on IAM, you should go on security and identity and click on IAM. So IAM console is getting open. See, in this particular console, you have groups, you have users, you have roles, you have policies, identity provider, account setting, credential. So AWS is saying IAM is free. But if you are creating multiple groups, identity provider, policies, what input output they are doing from your AWS account to outside, that will chargeable. So what I am trying to say here, you have one account of root and then under that you can create multiple users. I can create multiple users like test 1, test 2, like let me tell you more specific, DBA 1, sysadmin 1, webadmin 1, and click on create. And then if you go to create your section, you have DBA1, sysadmin 1, webadmin 1. These three users getting created. So by that you can create other users under your root user account. I will tell you how to log in by this user and give permission and all. We will practice that. So this PPT, this PDF is basically more about IAM introduction, and later on we will discuss on policies and all because IAM is a good topic. So this is a video for IAM. You can see that. Click on IAM, Identity and Access Management. Click on Users. There are already 3 users in this particular video. And if you click on user, you can get a detail. What is that user? What group is assigned to him? What policies? If you want to create a new group, you can create. And you can attach a policy under it. See, group is basically like if you have only one DBA, one system admin and one web admin, then you need to create 3 users. No need to create a group. But if you have a big organization where you have already 6 DBAs, 10 system admin, 5 web admin, then you need to create groups like DBA group, sysadmin group, web admin group. Because once you create a permission for group, you can assign permission all to group and it's automatically assigned to individual users under that group. That's why the group concept is here. And policy editing also, you can do whatever policy you have, you can edit the policy. I will tell you more about that. So that much I need to show because next PPT I will tell you how to create group, how to create user and all. We'll discuss this video again. So I have created these users. So I click on this user action, manage password. I want to log in by this user. So I am assigning a custom password. Any password you can mention. Here I am mentioning password and apply. So this DBA user has now a password. So how can he log in? Because I have created user on my root account, like my root account. How can he log in? So this is the console. I will give you my See, this is the console. This is the ID of my AWS account. So copy that link and paste it here. It's not copied. Let me copy again. Okay. So once you paste here, so this page will change. This is my account ID, and now I am giving DBA1 and password. Like if you have organization, so under root account there are 10 DBA system admins and web admins. So individual can log in on this particular ID same time, means all 30% can log in same time and do their activities. So I have logged in by DBA1 user. See, DBA1 user. So you created DBA1 user and I log in, but this is on same web browser, so that page is gone and that page is up. And if I sign out, and again reload it, so this page again came. So if you want to log in by a particular user, you should use this page. Or if I want to log in via root credential, that is a small icon, create sign in using root account credential. So click on that and then put your password. So now I am logged in via root account. I can do anything. So let's suppose talking about some policies to assign to DBA user. Policy is nothing but you want to give access of certain resources to your user. AWS is already given certain policies to you. It's already inbuilt policies they have created. Let's suppose I want to give access of my S3 service to DBA. So Amazon S3 read only access. I selected policy, S3 policy. These are three policies: Redshift S3 role, S3 full access, S3 read only access. So I'm giving S3 read only access to, click on attach and click on DBA. You want to select all, you can select all. So now I am attaching this policy S3 read only to my DBA user. And then I go to users and click on DBA. So it has permission of Amazon S3 read only access. Okay. So let's go again and log in. DBA1 password. Sign in. And now I want to see S3 if I get permission or not. So if I click on S3, this is my DBA1 user and I clicked on S3. taking some time. Anyway. Are you guys getting what we are discussing? IAM. Are you getting any question on that? Okay. So S3 window will come into picture. That it is getting slow here. Anyway. So I have logged in on DBA account and then I'm clicking on S3. Taking time. Amazon.com is not responding due to long running script. Sometimes you will see this. So this is a DBA one user. And if you remember, I have created CS web test and CS web test 1 on my root account. So now I am able to see here these folders because I have given permission to read only access to this DBA1 user. And I have created index.html. You remember that? So if you give S3 read only access, you can able to Hello World also, my website is also running for this DBA1 account. So that's the way you can give permission. Policies, assign policies to multiple users. So let me log out here. So actually I'm doing on one browser and all, so that's why if you do different browser, because in one particular session you can log in via one user. So I need to log in via root account. But if you use 3-4 laptops, you can log in via multiple users. So second user I have created sysadmin1. Let's give him password. And then I am going to log in via sysadmin. And I log in via sysadmin1. And now I am clicking on S3. While S3 is getting open, yes, MFA is required. So we'll discuss MFA in next class because multi-factor authentication will enable. We'll discuss about policies and all. So for today's assignment, basically you guys have EC2 practice, RDS practice, IAM user creation, and login, give policies to users, and check. MFA and other things will discuss. See, I have given S3 read only access to DBA1 and I log in by sysadmin1. It is showing you don't have permission to log in on S3 console because I have not given any permission to sysadmin1. So if you give permission to sysadmin1 as a policy, sysadmin1 also can able to see S3 console. So that's why you will do the exercise. You will create a users, you will assign some policies and check. Give EC2 policy, give S3 policy, give RDS policy and check. And practice these things what I mentioned here, EC2, RDS and some IAM concept. In next class we'll more dig on IAM, MFA, policies and editing the policy and all. So any question till now? Any question? Okay, clear with assignment. So please practice it because it's already 7th class. So we already covered most of the topics. And IAM, after covering IAM, it is covered means it's most of the things get covered. Then we need to do the recap and all, and Elastic Cache and Cloud Front and all. So do the practice and we'll meet tomorrow. Okay, thank you.